and we should connect our PHP process code to this form. This could happen with this variables names. Each element has a variable name, and PHP can use that kind of name, that kind of variable. So what we have in the PHP is global variable, which contains all variables that have sent through the browser. So for example, if I want to access the question, I need to create a new variable, question, and then access the post global array through the key which is the name of the form. I have forgotten. Okay, so the name here is the form, is a key for the post variable in our PHP code. Also, because we have a requirement to process the data only if certain condition is passed, so I can have a check to check if the button have pressed. I can achieve this through again with this key that I mentioned, and we can see that we have this key here, and actually I am checking with this check. I check actually if the button is submitted, and then if it's submitted, it will be nice if also check if the question have filled with data. So I have also used this check here, and this condition will check if the button is pressed and if the question has a data. So once the button is pressed, I can access the question with the post global variable, and just to check if my script works, I will print the content of the question. Then I can save and check. Okay, I'm submitting again my script. I have an error on 24 line. This is a syntax error. Yeah, I have missed the closing of the condition. Save again, and now I can access my script. And if I write some question, how are you? Yeah, very difficult question, and press ask. Okay, now I can see my question here. Also once I have the question submitted, so it will be nice to have it here automatically in the input field, because when I press again the form, I will reset the font and maybe I will lost my data. To do that, I can set a default value to the question form element. So if I need to access some of the PHP variables, I need to open the attack and then just to print the question variable. But if I do that and this question variable is not set, I will get a warning. So I need to check if this post variable is checked. The short syntax for that from PHP 7 is through two questions, and actually no. So what this code does is it is similar just to check like that. But what I have here, this is the first conditions. The first condition is what to show, what to use if the question is set, and the second is the default value if the question is not set. So when I open the page, I will show no, actually nothing, but when I submit the form and the question is set, I will submit, I will show the question. And by the way, speaking of optimization of the code, it's better to move this in the beginning of the script, because it's I can reuse this variable and update the form later. So this way my logic will be more flexible, and I can use directly question here. And now I need to define a default statement of the question, because it's a string, I can define it as an empty string. Okay, so I have a default value, I have some checking uh, and validation, and what I can do now is to do something with this variable, because this is the goal. Once I have data, process the data and get a new data. So I can have a simple condition based on another variable, which is category, and okay, I can create a new variable category, okay, and by default it will be empty string, but if the question is set, I can get a category which is equal to category. Yeah, I can access the drop down with this key category. So now I have also a category. Now I can have a simple condition and check if the category is computer. I can show a message, your category question is, and you can use the question. Okay, and if this data that I need is not set, I can also show a validation message, which could be please fill all required data. Okay, let's try to see what's happened. Okay, we don't have the data, and we see this message, but actually we want to see this message only if the form is submit. So I have to put it here, and I have to show it only if the button is pressed. So in this case, I will process the data if the question is set. This is my, actually I have, okay, now I have one condition which check if the button is pressed, and inside I can check if the question is set and do some operation, but if it's not, I will show this message for required data.